Hello, hello. Hello, Marty. Hello, Nini. Hello, I'm back. Welcome to the stream. Much earlier than normal. I don't think so. Oh, we had daylight savings time on Sunday. So yesterday. So yes, for some people I would be starting technically like an hour early, but it is still 10 for me. Um yeah, let's just say my cat is still getting used to the development. Um, he wanted breakfast twice this morning, and that was not going to happen. How's everybody doing today? We doing good? So yeah, as you can see, we are writing the first public one shot for Your Embers for my book, Your Embers. And that's pretty exciting. Originally, I wasn't going to do this, and I was just going to do this on Patreon. But I was talking to my Oma, and she was like, "Well, people might be more excited about it if they get to meet the characters a little bit." And I was like, "You're right. So how do I do this without spoiling things?" Um, you get time change at the end of the month. Yeah, yeah. I realized with like the last daylight savings time it's different, like it happens on different days around the world, because Katie was like, why are you Katie and I had a conversation about like how it wasn't the time that I thought it was for her, and we were both really confused for a second because we were both tired, so that was fun. um So yeah. So anyway, as you might have seen if you have the Go Lag notification, we are writing something for Cedric and Sky, which during this you will discover they are my himbos. I love them. If you've heard me talk about my himbos previously, these are my himbos. Um, so it's gonna be fun. I'm going to do my absolute hardest not to spoil any of the major plot points of the book. Um, Last daylight savings time, that's what you call it. It's fitting but long. Yeah, that's what we call it here. We call it daylight savings time. Um, I don't know why. It's just what it is. um, so yeah, I'm going to do my best not to spoil things. The only time you would get spoilers with things that I post is if you're on the okay, the music is a little bit loud. Give me a second, guys. Okay. Hopefully that's better. um, yeah, the only time you get spoilers for stuff that I post is on the VIP tier of Patreon. That's where you get sneak peeks. So far, only my family is subscribed at that level, so they already have access to the entire book, so I don't have to worry about that right now. Um, but if you've looked at my Patreon, I'll quickly bring this up so we can talk about it really quick. Okay, good. That's still muted. Okay, I just want to make sure it doesn't go to. I need to change it. Okay. I'm going to put this over here and we can talk about it. Yeah, you like the one shots for now? That's fair. No worries. Absolutely zero pressure to ever subscribe to my Patreon. No pressure at all. Okay. So there is a new thing included in all three tiers, all Twitch one shots. You get all access to all the Twitch one shots. So basically, what that means is the one shots that we start writing on stream that are for Your Embers will not go on AO3. Maybe like a couple a month will go. Like basically, we're doing this once a month. We're doing this once a week. So once a week we're doing this, and then we're doing something else, something special that I might talk about at some point today on Saturdays. Um, so maybe like a couple will go on AO3 as kind of like a hey, I'm doing this now, you know? Um, but once a week we will be writing, and when we write one shots for my book on Twitch, they will get posted to all three tiers um, on Patreon. So you'll have access to all the finished ones on there. The difference is on the second level you also get like backstory one shots. So for example, what Nini's been seeing the past couple weeks is or the past 3 weeks actually, yeah, is more one shots for like backstories for the characters, except for this last one because I'll talk about that at some point. Um, and then on the VIP patron, you get sneak peeks as well, and at some point you can request a one shot for like a little extra price. Um, so yeah, each level has something special, but all levels have access to the Twitch one shots. And so if we don't finish them on stream, then you would be able to see it on there like the next day, kind of like what we do with AO3. Obviously, zero pressure to subscribe. I'm just slowly building stuff up on there for people that are interested, but no pressure to ever subscribe to my Patreon. Do not ever feel pressured. It's just a bit of extra stuff. For anyone who does subscribe, I greatly appreciate it, but no pressure. Okay. You like getting to know the characters that way? Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. So you guys, I want to talk about this a little bit, but I'm not gonna go into too much detail with it. But you guys might have noticed that I've been a little bit absent the last few weeks, the last couple weeks at least. I've really been struggling with some stuff in my personal life, and that's kind of made it difficult to engage in the way that I want to online. I've talked about this a little bit. My health isn't the best right now. I struggle with pain and weakness and other symptoms, and I've got a whole other diagnosis going on right now that I won't get into. And so that's made it a little bit difficult to be able to engage. And so I've ended up having to, on the day, like, cancel streams because I'm just not able to do them in the way that I want to, especially after last Wednesday's stream. I was not at my best. I don't know if you guys could tell, but I was not at my best, which is why even though I said I was going to stream this past Saturday, I didn't. I was not able to do it. I'm feeling better this week. The problem is I've got a lot of things set up to do. You guys might remember I've talked about how I'm moving periodically. So I'm working on that. I've talked about this. I've talked about the cozy corner. That has started to come to fruition. I'm gathering the necessary items that I need for that, and I'm setting it up in my new place. So that should happen sometime probably next month. Tentatively, I make no promises, but I've gotten all of the items that I need except for a couple. So I'm still working on that. I want it to be nice and cozy and comfortable and perfect before I start using it. But that should be coming up, and that's going to be posted. Those videos are going to be posted on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. So you'll be able to see them on all the things. But yeah, my mental health and my physical health just have not been where I need them to be. So I'm really hoping that because I'm feeling better now, I'll be able to like jump back into it, especially because this week is really busy. Guys, I'm doing 3 streams this week. um, which you guys know, I can't really go beyond 2 hours on my streams, and I stick to twice a week because that's usually the amount I'm able to do. But because I do the Patreon live streams this week on Wednesday, I am streaming on Patreon as well. So this week has 3 streams. So that's going to be fun. And then I've also got like a million other things that I'm doing. Um, so just be patient. Just be patient with me a little bit. But I have come up with a way to enjoy streaming again. And essentially that involves stepping away from fan fiction for a while. I'm just not enjoying it anymore. It started to become more of a chore than an enjoyment. That doesn't mean that at some point I won't come back to it and continue the story. It just means for right now, I'm... You can be patient. Thank you, Nini. I appreciate it. It just means for right now, we're going to stick more with writing Your Embers one shot so you guys can get to know the world and the characters and their interactions, and you guys get to meet my himbos today, and that makes me so happy. They're my beautiful boys. I talk about them all the time. So like once a week we'll be doing these one shots, and periodically those might be interchanged for other, like for fan fiction or for other stories, or you know, obviously I'm not just going to be doing Cedric and Sky. I'm yeah, and the L word eventually. Have you figured out who the L word is yet, Nini? It's been posted on Patreon. So I'm gonna try to spread it out and do all the characters at some point. I'm gonna try to do a different set of characters every week, and those might be interchanged for like, oh, I have a fan fiction idea, let's write that, and so we'll write that instead, and then that'll get posted on AO3. But we're gonna go back to the Hawk era of posting on AO3 like once a month, because I'm just so focused on this other project. Yeah, because I knew what Katie wanted to say. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was so funny. That was one of my favorite things about that stream, is how I wasn't struggling with it, but she was. That was so good. Because beforehand, she was like, Hawk, you can't say it. And I was like, I'm not going to say it. She was like, you can't say it. And I was like, okay. And then she was the one that was struggling. It was so funny. Anyway, and so my thought for Saturday streams is Minecraft. We're gonna be playing some Minecraft, guys. I haven't played Minecraft on stream in like a year. Well, that's because I didn't stream for 9 months. That probably has something to do with it. But we're going to be starting a new world on Saturday. And we're gonna just be chilling. We're gonna be starting a new life in the Minecraft world, and it's gonna be great. And we're just gonna have fun. I will say I will be playing with keep inventory on, because otherwise I get so stressed out about losing my stuff. So there will be a lot of, okay, I need to go home now, let me just yeet myself off a cliff. Like, it'll be that kind of thing, but I think it'll be great. I will try not to, do that all the time. I'll try to, like, find my way home. I just like having it on in case I do end up dying, and then I don't lose all my stuff. Because that's more fun for me. I'm not gonna be, like, cheating the entire time. I'm just gonna have that on because I want it on. But anyway, so we'll be doing that on Saturdays now, unless there's something else that I want to do. But most of the time we'll be playing on that world on Saturdays, and it'll be great. Anyway, it's been 20 minutes, or it's been 19 minutes, and we haven't written anything. We haven't talked about what we're writing today. So how about we talk about the plan for today, guys? Okay. So obviously we're writing Cedric and Sky. You can see their names up in the corner here. Keep inventory makes it so much more chill because in case you do die, you don't have to redo gathering everything or find it. Exactly. I found that that if I have keep inventory on, like, it makes me more inclined to actually wear the armor that I gather instead of being like, well, I'm gonna die anyway. I can't wear it because I'm gonna lose it, you know? So it's just more fun. So I always play with keep inventory on, and so do my friends, and it's great. Okay. So, I think at this point nobody knows much about the story at all. We know what was in the prologue, right? Because I read the prologue, and I did upload that as its own separate video, me reading it. It's about like 6 minutes long. It's on my YouTube channel. So if you haven't heard that, I recommend it because I think it's good. Question mark. I enjoy the prologue. I rewrote it 3 times. This is the 3rd iteration because the other 2 were lore explosions and it was boring. So we did this instead. But yeah, so anyway, if you haven't heard that, it's on my YouTube channel. I highly recommend it. It's great. So I think that's all. Like, and then obviously Nini knows some stuff from Patreon. But I really need to talk to Nightbot about some stuff because it's still saying that Your Embers at My Fingertips is being updated every Saturday, and that's a lie. Anyway. So at this point, nobody really knows what's going on with the story, and I'm going to keep it that way. We're just going to have a little bit of fun. We're just gonna see what happens. It'll be great. So Cedric is kind of like, he really is a himbo, you know? As far as you learn about how the world works, you love it more. I'm glad. I had a lot of fun because it started out as like very much similar to like Avatar: The Last Airbender and like the Life series and stuff, because those were like the inspirations for it. But it's really evolved into something on its own. It's very much evolved into its own thing. So Cedric is kind of like a bumbling idiot, and we love him. He's very strong. But he doesn't have much of a brain. But he also does have a lot of a brain. He's an engineer, right? Like, he's always been enamored by like planes, like airships. He's always loved seeing how they work. So he has a brain in that sense, but he is just kind of like, you know, bumbling around and having fun and, you know, like always smiling, you know, that kind of vibe. And then Sky is like very withdrawn and kind of like, everybody thinks that he's the brains of the operation kind of vibe. Like, he just kind of runs the show from behind, but like Cedric's the one that's just kind of at the front because he's the people person. Sky doesn't really get along with many people. So they're that kind of duo, and I love them. I love them for that. I'm really bad at explaining my characters. It'll make more sense as you get to learn them more. It'll be fine. But I love them, and that's what matters. Okay, so today, we'll kind of talk about the plan for the story and then we'll go into it. The plan for this story, let me just, we'll write the prompt. I should have had this prompt written out before this, so just give me 1 second. Cedric wants to be friends with Sky and ends up accidentally yeeting himself off of a cliff. That's the prompt. And it's great. It's so, like, in character. It's so in character for him, and I love that. Oh, I don't even think Shadow followed. I just realized Shadow's not here. I don't even think she followed me in today. Shadow. No, she's like, I want nothing to do with this. I know you're not going to leave. She's like, I want no part in this. Okay. Okay. So yeah, that's the prompt. I love it. No Shadow. Okay, fine. Shadow does what Shadows do. Yeah. She's like, no, I'm good. She's like, she'll come in later probably. If not, then she'll just sit on the couch until I'm done and then be like, great, I'm gonna get in your lap. Okay. Thinking, brain. Okay. So that's essentially like, so they're wandering around this forest, right? And they run into each other. Cedric's like, I want to be your best friend. And Sky's like, that's a bad idea. And Cedric's like, but why? I want to be friends with you. And Sky's like, no. And Sky walks away. And Cedric follows and is like, hey, I have this list of reasons that I just came up with as to why you should be friends with me. And Sky's like, oh my god. And just tunes him out. They end up going up a mountain. And Cedric's still talking. And Sky's like just kind of using it as background noise. And then Sky just hears, oh. And Cedric falls. That's the vibe we're going for today, guys. No, they're going to be best friends. Of course they are. In the end, obviously, they're going to be best friends. They're my himbos. I want to... Can I give just like a teeny tiny spoiler about these two characters specifically? It doesn't actually like say anything about the story, but it's kind of like... It's a little important to their relationship, you know what I mean? It doesn't actually... I don't think it would ruin any part of the book. Yes? Okay. My himbos are in love. They are gay himbos. And I love them. Guys, can you tell I have an obsession with these two? It's a problem. Oh my goodness. Chirping activated, yeah. I feel like... Bah. I think that's fine. Okay. The birds are chirping as they flutter about the lush oak trees. Squirrels dart around the borders of the worn path, taking into the dirt to shove. Well, we'll say berry acorns. Do acorns grow on oak trees? Let's look it up. We do some Google. Acorns are the fruit of the oak tree. Wonderful. We love that for us. I'm having so much fun, guys. It's great. I get to share all of this with you now, and it makes me so happy. Oh, just wait until Your Embers is out. I'm never gonna shut up. Just wait. Just wait until it comes out. I'm gonna be talking about it every stream, the entire stream, because it's just gonna be 2 hours of Hawk talking about Your Embers. Sorry, I'm excited, guys. I'm excited. I have energy. I'm feeling good today. I cut off a migraine at the pass, and I've been doing great. You can imagine it. I'm excited for Wednesday's stream, actually, because we're gonna be doing something that it's a secret. It's not a secret on Patreon. I've already posted about it on Patreon, but it's a secret. So I'm excited for that stream, actually. Okay. The birds are chirping as they flutter about the lush oak trees. Squirrels dart around the borders of the worn path, digging into the dirt to bury acorns for a winter that may never come. You love secrets? I love secrets. That's great. I don't like when people keep secrets from me, but I like secrets in this context. I'm fine. And your lips are sealed. Good. Good. It's a secret. No one can know. One specific person can't know. It'll be great because I have a secret as well from everybody, and nobody knows about it, and it's great. I love that for me. The people in my personal life know, but the internet doesn't know yet, and I love it. Who knows? Is it about the book? Probably. I have a lot of secrets about the book, let's be honest. Guys, I'm really sorry. I didn't even drink coffee this morning. I don't know why this is happening to me. Maybe because I get to talk about my book a little bit. And that's always nice. I have so much I need to write this week. Oh, I forgot to put that. Ocean to Hawk. Oh, thank you. That's the joke now. It's Earth to Katie and Ocean to Hawk. Love that. Okay, we're getting back on track. It's fine. Okay. Where were we? We've already said worn path, so we can't say worn boots. Cedric's, they wouldn't necessarily be dirty at this point. But would they be old with his background? Oh, actually, they really wouldn't. That's something people will learn about on Patreon in a few weeks. Is why they wouldn't be old. Cedric's dust-covered boots. Oh, sorry, my Tad has technical difficulties trying to get onto the stream. Hi, K-Pope. Welcome to the stream. Okay, in a few weeks. For a second, you thought you missed something. No, it hasn't been posted yet. You're fine. Sorry, I have to quickly respond to this message, but it should be just a second. My Tad wants to watch the stream, but he doesn't know how to get onto it. Okay. Cedric's dust-covered boots. Stomp along the ground. As he wanders through the forest. Oh, he thought I was on Patreon. Oh, whoops. Because I was telling him about the Patreon stream on Wednesday. I guess he thought that was today. My bad. Oh, I didn't explain that well. Okay, Cedric's dust-covered boots stomp along the ground as he wanders through the forest. A smile. A forest. Well, okay, here's the question. What would he be feeling in this moment? That is quite a question. I can't give you guys the context of this situation. That's the problem. Because the context spoils some stuff, and I don't want to spoil this stuff. You know what I mean? Because it wouldn't be forced. It would just be like, I'm going to be happy right now regardless of the situation because there's no point in being upset right now. You know what I mean? It's that kind of vibe. But how do you explain that? Intentful smile. Does that make sense? An intentful smile. Last tugging at his lips. Okay. Cedric's dust-covered boots stomp along the ground as he wanders through the forest, an intentful smile tugging at his lips. That doesn't make sense. I don't know how to explain this. It's so hard to... How did, mm, a an untruthful. Determined. Thank you, Krampus. Thank you. A determined. Also, welcome to the stream. Hi, how's it going? I hope your day's going well. We're hanging out and writing some stuff. A determined smile tugging at his lips. Thank you. I appreciate. I was so stuck. Okay. Okay. Cedric's dust-covered boots stomp along the ground as he wanders through the forest. A determined smile tugging at his lips. Okay, that's good. Yeah. I haven't talked about the keyboard ASMR in a while. Do we enjoy the keyboard ASMR, guys? I enjoy it. It's wonderful. I don't even pay attention to it at this point. But there's no point in that. You know, all that would do is let the monsters... Monsters win. Okay. Yes, this is a living nightmare, and yes, he could easily dive into his fear. But there's no... there's no tap dancing crickets. Yeah. Hello. I don't know if you care if people know your relation to me in the chat, but I know our Angelette. Okay, but there's no point in that when all that would do is let the monsters win. Okay, I like that. I think that works. That's a good first paragraph. I should have asked. Hydration break. Drink your water. The sun trickles down. We've looked at oak tree. We've looked at oak tree leaves before. I still forget how thick the canopy is. Okay. It looks essentially like, yeah. I see that there's this picture. Yeah, I can do this. So we've got this picture. It looks kind of like that, where there's light trickling through, but it's still like fairly covered, you know? But you've also got these leaves where it's pretty thin. We got this one, you know? We've looked at this before. I think. Either that or I've looked at this before. I've looked at those pictures in the past. Then trickles down through the canopy. Green leaves. The sun trickles. Yeah, oak trees are so different. Yeah. There's a lot. The tree in your front yard is a pin oak. Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. It's a small one though. Or pin oak's just small. It's a small oak tree. That's what I mean. True, yeah. I love how like most of the time when I have a tree in my backyard, it's always, or like in my yard in general, it's just always small. Like I always get the small tree. It'll be big someday. Is it still growing? I just thought it was small. Because the tree in my backyard is small, but the tree next door to me is a huge, and it like its branches like creep over into my yard. The place I'm moving to doesn't have a tree in the yard at all because it's a very small yard. But that's okay. Shadow has enough room to run around. Okay. The sun trickles down through the canopy of green leaves, leaving gleaming shapes shimmering on the ground. Oh, there we go. That would be helpful. The sun trickles down through the canopy of green leaves, leaving gleaming shapes shimmering on the ground. Okay, I think that works. I think that's good. Or maybe dancing, because you know, like when the wind has the the branches swaying, like the lights like move around because it changes where the sun's coming down from. If you could have seen my arms while I was saying that, my arms were just moving around. Okay, leaving gleaming shapes dancing on the ground. I think that's good. I think that works. Guys, let me know if the music is ever too soft or too loud, okay? I can only see it on OBS, but I have a hard time knowing because it sounds different in my headphones than it does on stream. So if it's ever too loud or too quiet, just let me know. Okay. The music is good today. Seems fine. Okay, awesome. Thank you, guys. I'm just leaving you guys lots of hints that I don't know if you're going to be able to figure out yet. It's beautiful. Cedric chooses to believe it's beautiful despite where it comes from. I've already used dancing. Whirling around before Cedric. Before him. Wait, what does that mean? Twirling? Twirling is like, you know, when a dancer like goes in a circle like really quickly. That's what twirling means. Does that make sense? No, the hint. Oh, yeah, okay. The way that I'm writing some of these sentences has clues for stuff for the book. Don't feel like you have to figure any of it out. You really don't. But if you're curious, there are going to be some things in the way that I write these characters' perspectives that tells a story that explains some of the things and the perspectives from the book. But don't feel like you have to try to figure it out. You can just enjoy the story. Do not feel like you have to try to decipher it. I just do it because I think it's fun. Because I've been doing that with the Your Embers at My Fingertips one-shots too. But I didn't expect anyone to try to decipher it. I don't want to say finger twice in that sentence if I don't have to. Sherlock mode activated. Not that you think you'll find them. You're so blind at those things. That's totally fine. That's fine. Don't feel obligated to try to figure any of it out if you don't want to or you're not able to. It's just I do it for fun. It's fun. It's fun for me. And it's just like I know the entire story, so it's like when I'm writing these perspectives, it feels weird not to have them like know certain things or be able to, you know, or feel certain things in those moments. You know what I mean? But you know, I don't expect anyone to spend all their energy trying to figure it out. Okay, Cedric. Okay. The sun trickles down through the canopy of green leaves, leaving gleaming shapes dancing on the ground. It's beautiful. Cedric chooses to believe it's beautiful despite where it comes from. A bluebird flutters into view, twirling around before him. Cedric grins and holds out his finger, allowing the bird to settle itself on his digit. Okay. Brain. Ocean to hawk. Let's get back on track. The bushes. Despite where it comes from. Just taking notes. Nini's taking notes. Oh, where was that? Oh yeah, you found it. You found one of them. Congratulations. I don't know. The thing is, I'm really bad at those kinds of things too, so if I wasn't writing it, I wouldn't notice it either. So it's fine. Aw. I would give Shadow pets if Shadow was here, but Shadow has abandoned me in the living room. I feel lonely without her. Shadow. Shadow. She's coming. Couch is comfy. Oh, she's coming. She's here. Shadow needs shadow time. No, Shadow needs pets. Shadow is getting all the pets. Oh, my sweet little baby. Yesterday, I made this past weekend. I made cake pops for my sister, so that she would groom Shadow for me. So Shadow's all nice and clean now. And she's had her nails trimmed and her ears cleaned and she's been brushed. Sending virtual pats. Oh, Shadow. You get pats from Nini. Oh, I love you. I have separation anxiety with my popo. So she was like, my sister took her to her house. Took Shadow to her house so that, because like they have a shower that's more comfortable to groom dogs in. And well, where she's living, they have a dog too, so I'm guessing that's how they figured that out. And I was alone. I was without Shadow for a few hours, and I was very sad. But it's okay. She's home now. And she's clean. And we love that for her. Okay. Okay, now we No, you don't want to lick that. That's not for you. My tattoo is not for licking. Okay. Now we go back to writing. We had a brief shadow interlude. Oh, and she's laying down on her bed. She'll abandon me soon. It'll be fine. We love the shadow interludes on these streams. What I'm kind of looking forward to is when I do the cozy corner, if I'm gonna get any bloopers of Shadow just like coming up and putting her head in my lap. I would love that. The Streamly Shadow section, exactly. How can we not have a shadow section, let's be honest. No, that needs to be up here. Oh, and now she abandons me. That was quick. That was really fast. Okay. I see how it is. Okay. Hydration break. Everybody drink your water. There we go. You can't compete with the siren song of the couch, for real. That's how you spell out stretched, right? It doesn't look like a word, guys. It's fine. Oh, hold on. Hold on. I need to pull up a document really quick. Give me a second. I forgot. Someday I'll be able to show you this document and it'll be great. Today is not that day. Okay, so yeah, by the way, Sky is a topaz. Oh, I need to talk about this actually really quick because okay, so I've talked about this on Patreon. I haven't talked about this anywhere else. Sky and Topaz. You should have known. Okay, so just really quick, I have elements, right? I have elements. I have 6 elements, and I'm just gonna go through them really quick, and that you're gonna forget, and it's fine. I'll explain it, and if I'll explain it anytime anybody has a question on what it means. I'm just gonna go through it really quickly. So, someone who has the air ability is a topaz. Someone who has the life ability is an amber. Someone who has the earth ability is a tiger's eye. Somebody who has the water ability is a sapphire. Somebody who has the fire ability is an agate. Somebody who has the energy ability is a quartz. Somebody who has no ability is referred to as a silver. Somebody who has abilities is referred to as a jewel. And this is rare. Well, these last 2 are rare. Somebody who has all 6 abilities is referred to as a diamond. That's very rare. And somebody who has multiple abilities, but not all 6, is an alexandrite, and that's also very rare. So, any of the characters that we're meeting are not going to be alexandrites or diamonds. But I will just say Cedric is a silver, Sky is a topaz. That's what I wanted to say with that. You should have known. You're curious for amber and quartz. Yeah, because that's new. That's something I came up with. So there are several of those. Well, there's 1 quartz and 2 ambers, I think, in this group. So you'll meet those at some point. But yeah, so the ones that are important for this story are topaz and silver. And obviously, I will explain those anytime they come up in the story. And eventually it'll make sense. And then when the book comes out, you'll have full exposure to all of them. And if you no pressure, if you join the Patreon, then you'll see those one-shots and it'll start making more sense because you'll get exposed to them like multiple times a week. So anyway, the main thing what I was actually looking for is what Sky's tattoos looked like. Because the other thing about this world is that when you get your ability, when you complete a quest and get your ability, you receive tattoos based on your ability. So it says Sky has tattoos along his hands and traveling up his inner arms. So like on the back of his hands, like looping around his wrist down his inner arms. Oh, that's fun. Are calming flows of air, and you won't see the ones on his back. Okay. Fun. Back of his hands up and up his inner arms, pushes Cedric away with fear locked in his sky blue eyes. Sorry. That was fun. Sorry, I got lost in it for a second. Like something or someone will come after them. Okay. Sky, inked flows of air drifting along the back of his hands and up his inner arms, pushes Cedric away with fear locked in his sky blue eyes. Cedric, you know we can't. Fear locks in... Oh, I already said locks. Consumes... Fear consumes his gaze as he glances around them like something or someone will come after them. I wonder what that could mean. I'm having fun, guys. I'm having fun today. It's going good. I hope you guys are doing well. Feel free to let me know how you're doing in the chat. Or just listen to me be excited. That also works. We're just having a good time. We're just chilling. You have questions, but you think you have to wait for the book. Yeah, probably. Probably. It's fine. It's fine. I have no idea when this book is gonna be out, by the way. Because my thought is, like, I obviously have to wait until Katie and I are able to work on the cover, and that's not gonna be until after like in July, essentially, because she has finals in June, and so until after June, it will be at one point. Yeah, someday it'll be out. Someday. Um, but we have to wait until July to start working on the cover, and obviously I've got like a million things going on in my life as well. Um, and I've still got to like go through and fix a bunch of stuff because they like my story is continuously evolving. Like it's not a lot of changes. It really is just like I have to go in and add certain details that I've added or changed. And so I'm starting to do that this week. So hopefully that'll be done by the time we start working on the cover. And then I have to come to the decision of, okay, do I want to wait until I have an agent or do I just want to self-publish again? And honestly, I'm kind of at the point of, especially if the Cozy Corner does well, even remotely, and I start gaining like more of a following that way, I might just self-publish again. Because I'm doing my own marketing anyway. You know what I mean? Oh, I hate Cedric. No, Cedric. No. I like that emote. That's a really cute emote, by the way. It's adorable. Do you have that emote from being subscribed to somebody, or is that a free emote? Out of curiosity. I could probably look, actually. I don't know how to find that out. From subscriber. Okay, okay. That's what I thought, but I wasn't sure. Those are all so cute. They're adorable. Reaches out. Reaches out to Cedric, pulling his hands back before touches. Hold on. Wait. What does Cedric look like? What does he look like? Okay. Okay. Wait, let's just read this conversation because I don't think I've read it. I think I just got in the moment. A few feet in front of Cedric, a familiar face steps out of the bushes, with one hand resting on the hilt of the sword hanging from his hip. Sky! Cedric exclaims, rushing forward with his arms outstretched. Sky, inked flows of air drifting along the back of his hands and up his inner arms. And twisting. That's not how you spell twisting. Twisting around to his two. Okay. Sky, inked flows of air drifting along the back of his hands and twisting around to his upper arms, pushes Cedric away with fear locked in his sky blue eyes. Cedric, you know we can't. Fear consumes his gaze as he glances around them like something or someone will come after them. Cedric's arms drop to hang beside him and his face falls. But I thought we were friends. Immediately, the fear in Sky's eyes is replaced by panic, and he reaches out to Cedric, pulling his hands back before he touches the taller man's tan skin. We are friends, but we can't be here. Do you understand? He asks worriedly. I've written this from Sky's perspective before, and I'm trying to like keep that in mind when I'm writing this, but I'm like, I don't know how to write this from Cedric's perspective. Let me just... Fear is replaced by panic or intensified is intensified. That's not how you spell that word. There we go. Fear is replaced by panic or intensified. Is intensified. Where is that? Okay. Thank you. I don't know what to call you. What do I call you, Arangelette? I don't know what you want to be called in my chat. Pick a name, please. Just you nitpicking. It's better, yeah. And I probably, like, while I was editing, I probably would have gone like, that doesn't make sense. But sometimes it's hard to think about it when you're writing it the first time, you know what I mean? But thank you. I appreciate you pointing that out. Immediately, the fear in Sky's eyes is intensified into panic, and he reaches out to Cedric, pulling his hands back before he touches the taller man's tan skin. We are friends, but we can't be here. Do you understand? He asks worriedly. Okay. Now, Arangelette or Tad, either is fine. Okay, cool. So I can call you the name I call you in real life. We'll do that. It's not actually his real name. It's just what I call him. Okay. Awesome. I just realized, like, my IRL people, I only know a couple of what you guys want to be called, like, in my chat, and so I get nervous. I'm like, what do I call you? Like, with Alfie, I know that I call them Alfie online, but there are some people, like, I wouldn't know what to call you, and I forget to ask until it's too late. Okay, anyway. What would be a good reaction for Cedric? That's the question. hold on. We're doing some research, guys. We're doing some research into my my previous writing. Which one was it? With this one. That's I looked at all of them except the one that it was. Oh, I did this wrong. We'll keep it that way. It's fine. It's fine. It's just a little different to how I wrote it before. But no. Placing his hands on his hips. What am I doing? I keep getting like stuck in it, and I forget to talk, and then I'm like, how do I talk anymore? What is talking? How to stream? Anyone know the answer to how to stream? Sometimes I forget. It's tricky with writing, because like obviously Katie does art, right? And Katie's gotten really good at being able to talk and do art. I'm still like figuring out how to write and talk at the same time. You know what I mean? Because it's really tricky to be writing a word and talking at the same time. So like when I have something to say, I kind of have to stop writing, and then when I'm writing, I forget to talk. Because when I'm writing like by myself, I can write like an entire one of these. Like if I was just writing by myself, this like in 2 hours, this entire story would be done. Or like have been already done for like a little while. You know what I mean? It's more tricky when you're like trying to talk at the same time. Okay. Cedric's green eyes glance up to the bright sun. He understands, but no, he will not play into their awful truths. So where should we set up our base of operations? He asks, placing his hands on his hips and drawing a big smile to his face. Is that possible to write and talk? I don't think it is. I really don't. Because I feel like what would end up happening is I would end up typing out what I'm saying, you know? I would end up just like writing out what's coming out of my mouth instead of actually writing. So like the way I have to do it is I have to stop writing to talk to you guys, and then when I'm writing I can't talk. So that's why a lot of the time when I'm writing I end up like reading out what I'm typing, and then we stop after like a couple sentences and I talk about it and I like read out the whole thing in a less like funny voice. Now we're at the point where Cedric will have in his head created a list of reasons why Sky should base with. Now I have to come up with these reasons. Hey guys, you want to help me come up with the reasons why Cedric and Sky should team up? You don't have to know the characters. Just if you want to, if you have ideas, give me ideas. Because I'm gonna have to come up with like 20 of these. Wait. I have some of them written out already. Let me just grab them really quick. Okay. Wait, let me do this. Let me just make sure they're spoiler free. That works. Yeah. Love that. Okay. Listen. I love it. Cedric claps his hands together and points his fingers at Sky. I have created a list of reasons why you should base with me. Number 1, I can walk now. I've already figured out that I'm pretty fast when I was running away from one of the zombies. Number 2, I'm good at creating things, so I can make us some cool stuff. Number 3, I'm a good negotiator. I'm sure I can convince plenty of people to give us stuff in some pretty great deals. Number 4, we already know each other pretty well, so we'll get along great. Oh my god. I love him. Can we just admit that Cedric is like the best character? Come on, guys. Love that, Ted. I love that goat. That's great. Oh my goodness. I love him. He is my boy. I definitely don't have disastrous things coming up for him. It's fine. You will not believe how badly I want to have time to write this project more, but I don't have time. Wait, no. I have a better idea. Okay, I have a better idea. This will be great. Maybe Cedric can carry a lot of stuff. Ah, yes, because he is big and strong. I don't know if congratulates works there. Okay. My thought with that is I don't think Cedric like processes that Sky's being sarcastic. So I don't think we should write it as him being sarcastic. Maybe he does a coin trick. I love that so much. That's so good. That's amazing. Okay, I love those. Thank you. That's so good. Okay, there we go. All right. Little magician. Yes. Yes. Just yes. We love that for him. Okay, Sky sighs and holds his hand up. Cedric, we can't be teammates in this. I'm sorry, but I'm going to go now. Bye. Cedric's face falls when Sky turns around and walks away. No. No, this is not going to happen. Their friendship is not going to dissolve like this. So, he follows after his topaz friend. Gonna have the magic trick. That's not how you spell that. No! I have a better idea. Guys, you remember how he's gonna accidentally yeet himself off a cliff? What if, hear me out, what if he's like, okay, I'm gonna show Sky my magic trick. So he runs forward. That's such a you thing. That is. He could also pop his back in an impressive fashion. That is so relatable as someone who like has back problems and pops like every joint in their body. I love that. Okay, anyway, so what if they're on the mountain, right? And Cedric's like, I'm gonna show him my magic trick. And so he runs in front of Sky and is like walking backwards to show Sky the magic trick because Sky's still walking forwards. And so he like does the magic trick and then he falls off the cliff and just plummets down, and Sky like reaches out for him, but he's too late and he can't grab him fast enough, and so he dies. You love Cedric so much. I know, he's my boy. I think Cedric is probably my favorite character. I write from Sky's perspective more, but I think Cedric's my favorite character. Also, out of what Katie's read, Cedric is also Katie's favorite character, so it's great. That just goes to show how wonderful Cedric is, right? We love him. We love him in this stream chat. I'm sorry, I have so much energy today. I don't know what's wrong with me. Well, they head along the path. Oh, goodness. Hydration break. Drink your water. I have Fiji apple flavored water, and it's great. I love it. By the way, you're trying to find a shipping name for them. If you figure one out, please tell me, because I have no idea what it would be. Because it could literally either be like Cedric with an S. That's the problem though, is the C at the beginning of Cedric's name sounds like an S, right? So that's what makes it complicated. If you figure one out, please let me know. It could also be along the lines of like Silver and Topaz, or Bluebird and Cat, because Cedric really likes cats. Oh yeah, you will see how much Cedric likes cats. Oh my god, I want to talk about that scene so much. It's so good. There's a scene in the first chapter of Your Embers that makes me so happy. That's probably... Oh my god. Yeah, you're looking through combinations. Yeah. Yeah, if you find one, please let me know. That would make me so happy. There's this scene in the first chapter that's for Cedric, and it's like so... I love it. It's one of my favorite parts. Honestly, it might be one that I do for the cozy corner. Because I'm trying to sit like with the cozy corner. Sorry, I'm getting distracted again. With the cozy corner, I'm trying to keep the videos like within 30 seconds to a minute because people don't have like the attention span to listen to like several minutes long, you know? So I have to keep it short, but there is a section for Cedric in the first chapter of Your Embers that I might do for the cozy corner. That I because it's so good. So keep your eyes out for that. As they head along the walk, that makes no sense. As they head along the path with Cedric, coming constantly coming up with new reasons, silly as they may be. A mountain begins to peek over the tree line. Sky hears them in that direction, and Cedric doesn't Cedric doesn't fight the Cedric doesn't fight the I can't use direction twice. What's a synonym for direction? What would it be? I'm thinking Cedric doesn't fight the change or the movement, but those don't really work, you know? Veers. I could do veers them towards it. Doesn't fight the change in direction. Considering Sky probably wouldn't follow him. Trajectory. I think Sky veers them towards it, and Cedric doesn't fight the change in direction, considering Sky probably wouldn't follow him. I think that works. Okay. Well, they head along the path with Cedric constantly coming up with new reasons. Silly as they may be, a mountain begins to peek over the tree line. I think that works. Oh, goodness. Glancing around the woods, like the monsters will so far none of the monsters Cedric came across earlier approached them. Okay. Yeah, so we at least know that zombies are canonical. So that's fun. Nope. Yep, there we go. Do edge above. And glances below him like he's waiting for Cedric. Unfortunately, Cedric is a silver, so an element to assist him is not an option. Okay. When they reach the bottom of the mountain, Sky propels himself up to a ledge above and glances below him like he's waiting for Cedric. Unfortunately, Cedric is a silver, so an element to assist him is not an option. But he's quite strong, so it isn't too difficult to pull himself up behind his friend. I can also pop my back in quite an impressive fashion. Cedric grunts while he pushes up to drag himself onto the rocky ledge that draws a soft chocolate out of the sky. Cedric to grin. Oh, goodness. Okay, I don't know how much longer I want this to be. Like, I don't think it needs to be too long. Like, I like keeping one-shots to be pretty short. Like, you know, like, I don't need them to be chapters. You know what I mean? Because chapters end up being, like, over 3,000 words, and I don't really need these to be that long, because we're getting relatively close to 1,000 words now, and I think between like 1,000 and 2,000 words is good for a one shot. Why did I have so many spaces down there? Oh gosh. We also have to think of a name. If anybody has an idea for a name, or if not, then I can figure one out before I post it tomorrow. I just realized I need to write in my planner, like when to write the writing advice blog and the Friday's one shot. Because on Friday, a backstory one shot comes out, and I think I know which character that's going to be, and so I have to figure out something for her. That's the only hint you get, is that it's a woman. Okay, you think your favorites are Skedrick, Skick, I don't know how to say that. Skrick, CY, Tilver, Skilver, and Silopaz. What do I think? Honestly, I kind of like Skedrick or Skilver. I don't know why. Those are the ones that I like out of all of those. Ship names are always weird. I've never actually come up with a ship name because there's always been one already, but these are my characters, so I have to like okay, you know what's really fun? I've thought about how people are going to ship the characters, and I'm really interested to see what happens. So I'm kind of thinking Skedrick or Skilver. I'm not sure which one I like more. Does anyone have, do you have a preference? Or do you like one that's different? Because I don't have to be the one that approves the ship name. I can just accept what other people decide. I think that's what a lot of creators do with their works, is they're just like, okay, well, that's what it is now. Yeah, Skedrick is a clear combination of the names, and Skilver sounds lovely, like it's Sky and the Silver. Yeah, that's exactly my thought. Yeah, Tad's like, I have nothing to do with this. I have nothing to do with this. I feel like either of those is fine. I think either of those is nice. Although, to be fair, I think Skedrick is better for how stuff happens in the story. But we can do both, yeah. So I think I'll probably use Skedrick. But Skilver is also really nice. Cedric won't stop until Sky has agreed to be. Cedric won't stop until Sky has agreed to be allies. To be teammates, because there's like a difference between being allies and being like teammates, you know what I mean? Um, yes, there is. Yeah. Yeah, because like for example, with Third Life, it was like you had the Flower Husbands and you had the Sand People. They joined together, but like Jimmy and Scott were teammates. Scar and Green were teammates, and then the four of them were allies. But there's that difference of like I would do anything to protect you, and we work together. You know. No. No. For someone who has an aversion to romance, I've really just like been like, yes, my boys. I feel like it's different when it's your own characters though. I will say that I went into this project being like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this all platonic, none of the characters are gonna end up in love, and then these two just went like, actually I don't think that's what's going to happen here. They just like decided that that they were gonna be in love with each other. I had nothing to do with this. This is all their decision. Feel like that's kind of how it works though, is you just have to listen to your characters, you know? Happened with a couple other pairings too, where I was like, I don't, you know, I'm gonna make them platonic, and then it was like, actually you're not. It's not what's going to happen, as a matter of fact. Ooh, that's a double space. They're so high up that Cedric can hardly look at the ground without feeling nauseous. That's not how you spell that word. That's how you spell that word. They're so high up. They're so high up that a fall would certainly kill them, said Cedric decides to bring out his big raw. How do you spell that? I don't know how to spell that. His number one move. The thing that will definitely make Scarlet team up with him. No. No one could say no to this. Yeah, this will be about... Well, no, because we still got a little bit left. I think I am going to stop it before the ending, though. Because there's a little bit after after he yeets himself off the cliff that I think I'll save to write on my own, since we are getting up to about 2 hours. And then that, you'll be able to see the ending when it gets posted tomorrow on Patreon. I do think I'll probably post this one on AO3 as well, as kind of like a, hey, I'm stepping away from fan fiction for a while, but if you want to keep up with my writing, here's a taste of what'll be put on Patreon. So this will get posted in 2 places tomorrow. But what actually might be a good idea is posting it without the ending, so it's still of like, you still have to, I don't know, I'll figure it out. It'll be fun. I might post the whole thing, I might post a section of it, but either way there will be something on AO3 tomorrow. You want more Skedrick? Exactly. We want more of them. They're wonderful. Okay. Eventually, when they're so high up that a fall would certainly kill them, Cedric decides to bring out his number one move, the thing that will definitely make Sky want to team up with him. No one could say no to this. I love him. I love him. He's my boy. Wow. Forward. Oh. Oh no. Boom. Boom. Okay, that's where we'll leave it. We've got 5 minutes left, so now we are going to we'll go through and read what we've written, and I'll finish the rest, the last section, later today, hopefully, probably after I eat lunch, and then it'll get posted. Either all of it will get posted to AO3 and Patreon, or a section of it will get posted on AO3, and the entire thing will get posted on Patreon. One of those two. Okay. The birds are chirping as they flutter about the lush oak trees. Squirrels dart around the borders of the worn path, digging into the dirt to bury acorns for a winter that may never come. Cedric's dust-covered boots stomp along the ground as he wanders through the forest, a determined smile tugging at his lips. Yes, this is a living nightmare, and yes, he could easily dive into his fear, but there's no point in that when all that would do is let the monsters win. The sun trickles down through the canopy of green leaves, leaving gleaming shapes dancing on the ground. It's beautiful. Cedric chooses to believe it's beautiful despite where it comes from. A bluebird flutters into view, twirling around before him. Cedric grins and holds out his finger, allowing the bird to settle itself on his digit. A few feet in front of Cedric, a familiar face steps out of the bushes, with one hand resting on the hilt of the sword hanging from his hip. "Sky!" Cedric exclaims, rushing forward with his arms outstretched. Sky, inked flows of air drifting along the back of his hands and twisting around to his inner arms, pushes Cedric away with fear locked in his sky-blue eyes. "Cedric, you know we can't." Fear consumes his gaze as he glances around them like something or someone will come after them. Cedric's arms drop to hang beside him, and his face falls. "But I thought we were friends." Immediately, the fear in Sky's eyes is intensified into panic, and he reaches out to Cedric, pulling his hands back before he touches the taller man's tanned skin. "We are friends, but we can't be here. Do you understand?" he asks worriedly. Cedric's green eyes glance up to the bright sun. He understands, but no, he will not play into their awful truths. "So, where should we set up our base of operations?" he asks, placing his hands on his hips and drawing a big smile to his face. Sky sighs, his shoulders slumping. "Cedric, listen." Cedric claps his hands together and points his fingers at Sky. "I have created a list of reasons why you should base with me." Sky snorts. "Wow, you've come up with a whole list in the last 5 seconds? That's so impressive." Cedric grins. "Thanks." "Okay, number 1, I can walk now. I've already figured out that I'm pretty fast when I was running away from one of the zombies. Number 2, I'm good at creating things, so I can make us some cool stuff. Number 3, I'm a good negotiator. I'm sure I can convince plenty of people to give us stuff and some pretty great deals. Number 4, we already know each other pretty well, so we'll get along great." Sky sighs and holds his hand up. "Cedric, we can't be teammates in this. I'm sorry, but I'm going to go now. Bye." Cedric's face falls when Sky turns around and walks away. No, this is not going to happen. Their friendship is not going to dissolve like this. So, he follows after his topaz friend. "I'm also really strong. You know how much I like to work out, so I can carry heavy stuff." While they head along the path with Cedric constantly coming up with new reasons, silly as they may be, a mountain begins to peek over the tree line. Sky veers them towards it, and Cedric doesn't fight the change in direction, considering Sky probably wouldn't follow him. The topaz is silent the entire time, eyes glancing around the woods, but so far none of the monsters Cedric came across earlier have approached them. The zombie that attacked him before was not fun to deal with. When they reach the bottom of the mountain, Sky propels himself up to a ledge above and glances below him like he's waiting for Cedric. Unfortunately, Cedric is a silver, so an element to assist him is not an option. But he's quite strong, so it isn't too difficult to pull himself up behind his friend. "I can also pop my back in quite an impressive fashion." Cedric grunts while he pushes up to drag himself onto the rocky ledge. That draws a soft chuckle out of Sky, causing Cedric to grin. "You've heard that on a couple of occasions." While they journey up the rocky terrain, Cedric never stops talking. Sky doesn't respond, but that doesn't dissuade him in the slightest. Cedric won't stop until Sky has agreed to be teammates with him. There's not a chance that Cedric will go through these horrors without his best friend at his side. He can't do this without the man he loves. Eventually, when they're so high up that a fall would certainly kill them, Cedric decides to bring out his number 1 move, the thing that will definitely make Sky want to team up with him. No one could say no to this. Okay, hear me out." Cedric rushes past Sky and walks backwards while Sky continues forward. "I have something that will knock your socks off." Sky snorts and shakes his head fondly. "Okay, look." Cedric picks up a tiny rock from the side of the ledge and holds it out. He closes his hand, making it seem as though it disappeared, before reaching behind Sky's ear to reveal it again. But before he has a chance to complete the move, Cedric, no! Sky reaches out to grab hold of Cedric's shirt, but he's too late. Cedric plummets down, 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 and thump. Cedric died, 2 lives remaining. There you go. That's all you get before tomorrow. I had a lot of fun today. I think this came out pretty well. There's obviously some things that I need to change, but I'll do that when I'm editing. Yeah, this was a lot of fun. I'm glad we got to write this on stream, and you guys got to see a little bit of some of the characters from my book. Be prepared for more streams like this in the future. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna get to meet a bunch of all of the characters. Maybe not all of them, but the majority of them. But I'm gonna try to keep spoilers out of it, so there won't be like a lot of spoilery stuff that could end up ruining the plot points. So we'll switch to this screen because we are ending the stream. So be on the lookout for this on AO3 and Patreon tomorrow. And so you'll get to see the ending on Patreon. And what we've written today will be up on AO3. So yeah, thank you guys for coming. It was a lot of fun hanging out and getting to write this. If you're subscribed on Patreon, then you'll get to see me working on something on Wednesday, and if not, then I hope to see you again on Saturday for the beginning of a new Minecraft world. It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm really hoping my energy will stay up and I'll be able to keep this schedule. Obviously, the Patreon live stream is only once a month, so the 3 streams a week is not going to happen every week. But yeah, thank you guys for coming. And unless there's any questions that I can answer really quick, I think I'm going to end the stream and then get some lunch because it's noon for me. But yeah. All right, I will see you guys next time. Bye.